My God.
Oh, hi gang. Me and Sonny were just waiting for the show to start. Tonight we're looking at Panic, an early 80s Italian film set in England, because of course. Film starts with a lab accident at a company called Norton, or I'm sorry, check my notes here, Newton. Can't read my own writing. And a lab rat and the doctor in charge, Adams, both disappear. So the government sends in their top man, Captain Kirk.
The Prime Minister is anxious to see the report on the Plurimer plan after the issue was raised last week in Parliament. And Chemical is acting mysteriously.
How about Professor Adams?
Not the Kirk I was thinking it'd be. Oh well. Meanwhile, a couple getting busy in a car get interrupted by, well, something. Wow. Can't wait to see what that thing looks like. Well, the police are called in to investigate that murder. Kirk and the missing scientist Adams' assistant Jane, they go to his house to search and make a grisly discovery. Jeez. Jump scare deluxe there. Well, while they're examining that, and the case of the murdered couple that was drained of blood, I forgot to mention that earlier, comes to the attention of Captain Kirk, and so he and the sergeant who is in charge of that investigation team up because there seems to be a connection. But in the meantime, there's another murder. He's got a real thing for pulling people through glass. He's got a real thing for pulling people through glass. Anyway, with this new murder, the government decides they may have to go with the ultimate in deterrence for this kind of thing.
3 minutes ago, the first part of Plan Q was given the go-ahead.
But, Sir Charles, the position doesn't warrant Plan Q. You can't be serious maintaining that point of view. It means the total destruction of the town, murdering every living thing in it, including women and children.
That's enough, Colonel.
Typical. Seems the professor's project involved a plague, and he and the rat are probably carriers. And since the government can't let this get out, they're going to bomb the city. So Kirk and the police sergeant, they are now on a time limit. They only have so many hours to find Adams and the lab rat and get an antidote for this virus. Otherwise, well, luckily they do find the rat in the sewer. Realizing that Adams may also be in the sewer, they decide to search the sewer. Meanwhile, the monster attacks a movie theater. Well, Kirk's now convinced Adams is the monster, and he's killing people and draining their blood to survive. So, they attempt to capture him at the theater, but it fails. And then we get to the probably one of the saddest points in the film. Monster attacks a church, and a priest sacrifices himself to save the kids. A little too much for the townspeople, and they're panicked. Title of the film. So they have a blockade with disastrous results.
Keep back if you don't want to get shot!
Meanwhile, the monster targets another victim, the head of the company.
Get in your room!
Daddy!
Barricade the door!
Well, Kirk arrives in time to save the kids, but the monster's gone. But he left a trail of blood, having been shot. So, Kirk follows the trail, leads back to the theater, where he finds that his gun is no more effective than the owner of the company's was. And when all seems lost, luckily, well, fortunately, time is running out. The plane is already taken off with the bomb. Well, it's a last-ditch effort. Kirk and the sergeant mobilize the entire force to go down into the sewer and track Adams. They've got to... Oh, hello. Taz came by for a visit. And to gnaw on my hand. Ah! Anyway, while they're doing that, Jane discovers the antidote because they had the rat. At which point, she heads off to try to find Adams too. And she finds him the same time as Kirk.
Hey! Jane, where are you?
This, of course, leads to the inevitable fight. With the monster killed with a nerve toxin gas they had created for the event, and with Jane having the antidote, they, just in the nick of time, are able to contact the government to let them know it's all been taken care of.
In 2 minutes, we bail out.
Captain, listen.
Ross, it's all over.
And a happy ending, which is surprising because usually in films of this type, you don't get a happy ending. Like Return of the Living Dead, where the town did get wiped out with a bomb. Of course, that was a couple years after this one, but still surprising. And I'm glad, because a lot of European films, especially their zombie films, they don't have an ending where the hero wins. Like The Living Dead of Manchester Morgue and Burial Ground. Those, Oh, and of course the Spanish Blind Dead films never have happy endings. But this one, happy ending. I really like this film. It's a pretty good exploitation horror film. It's got a very complicated, well, not complicated, I would say, but varied plot. Because you've got a virus. You've got a mutant monster. You've got a government conspiracy. You've got a buddy cop thing with the government agent and the police sergeant. And you've got a bit of a slasher feel to it with the number of kills, especially of half-naked Dubai women. If you like that kind of thing. And pretty fast-paced. Very little lag in it. A few scenes, where there's a lot of dialogue, but, that's interspersed throughout so that thing flows pretty well. And the special effects are pretty good. The monster makeup, wow. What a scary looking mutant. And pretty good action scenes. Good suspense, You've got that ticking time clock there. If they don't get this thing resolved, everybody's going to get killed. I like it. And if you get a chance, you should try it out. Please hit like, share, and subscribe. And stay after for the credits for my favorite scene.
Oh!